Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back to the channel. Oops, I did it again. I bought more books. Yeah, it's gonna be another book haul. Did I just recently post a book haul on the channel? What, I think just last week. Yes, I did. Um, am I gonna show you a bunch more books today? Yes, I am because, well, I've got some more books. They just appeared in my house, so you know. But now I got a few things going on here. I want a giveaway of several books. I picked up a few things on Amazon. I had like a pre-order come in, that kind of stuff. One little thrift store visit, and then a big warehouse visit where I got the bulk of these books. So we're going to dive right into this really large book haul. Shame me in the comments. Okay. Basically, I don't know. I mentioned this in another video, but like books right now are bringing me happiness and joy. And the last couple of years have been really hard, and I am just not denying myself things that bring me happiness and joy right now, as long as I can afford them. I'm not blowing the mortgage money on this. This is fine. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I'm not really going to stress over it. So you don't need to either. All right. So like I mentioned, I want to give away a big giveaway. Mindy over at Mindy's Book Journey. She's amazing. If you're watching me, you probably already watch her. But just in case, I'll link her below. Watch her channel. She does amazing book reviews and book videos and all kinds of stuff. She's wonderful. And she did a giveaway recently because she hit, I think, 700 subscribers. But she should have way more. But 700 subscribers. And so she gave away basically all of her favorite books from 2021. She had like a horror grouping and basically everything else group. So I said, of course, enter me for the horror group. And I won. I was so excited. And she sent them my way. So let me show you what she sent over. Laurel Hightower's Whispers in the Dark, which I'm super excited to read. And I'm not really sure what this one's about, but it looks like we're following a Memphis SWAT sniper with a secret. Okay. I don't know. I don't even really care. I'm just gonna read it. I enjoy Laurel Hightower. And speaking of, she sent along Crossroads as well. I have read Crossroads, but now I've got something for my shelf, and I love this cover. Oh, so happy to have that, and then happy to have the other one. Now I have sort of a collection of Hightower books. We just need to get her a new one now. Experimental Film by Gemma Files. This one has been on my radar for a little while because I think it's been out for a little while. I think. Let's see, 2015. So yeah, it's been out for a few years now, and it's been on my radar. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but now I have a copy. Very excited about that. Oh, so there's an autistic son. Okay, that's interesting. There's a woman that's freelancing as a film critic. I don't know. It's gonna be good. Served Cold, the Horror Tube anthology. Very excited to have this copy so I can work through this collection. I would definitely probably save it for the winter months. Getting into spring now, so I'm not feeling the cold vibes, but come December, January, I might hop into this one. It's such a great cover, and it's got quite a lot of stories in here, so that's exciting. And I've heard good stuff about this one. So yeah, Cameron Chaney, Janine Pipe, Ken Wolfe, Donnie Goodman, and M. Brown, A.B. Frank, Alfie Talbot, Marie McWilliams, Jacob Payton, Steve Donahue, Mihalis Georgstathis, Andrew Lyle, and R. St. Clair, Mercer Sumida, Michael Taylor, Aphrodite Lee, Mike DeFrench, Ryan Stroud, Madison Estes, D.L. Tillery, Gloria McNeely, and Dane Cobain. That's a lot of really awesome authors, so just really excited to have that. And then actually another anthology is Diabolica Americana. I know many enjoy this, of course. This is a Dark States horror compendium. Let's see. From the urban sprawl to the backwoods, America presents a landscape rich in dark material. Its lore and customs, myth, and urban legends will all swirl into an infusion of the unearthly, which binds to those lost in liminal spaces, keeps to the shadows, and reaches for those willing to walk into the never. So in these pages, you'll find tales of the damned, the broken, and of things which exist in eldritch ways. The Dark States Horror Compendium will deliver you to dread in all corners of the country. Okay, that's all I need to know. And it's another really good-sized collection. I haven't even looked in here yet. Let me see. Well, the forward is by Eric LaRocca. I've got Jonathan Jan, Scott J. Moses, Sarah Tanklinger, Shane Hawk, Laurel Hightower, Haley Piper, Sadie Hartman, Rain King, Hunter Shea. I mean, okay, there's all kinds of folks in here, so I'm excited for this. This is going right onto my short story pile to work through that. That sounds great. And then lastly, certainly not least, was Remains by Andrew Cull. I definitely remember Mindy just giving a glowing review about this book, and I wanted to read it. And now I've got it, and it's not too long at all. So yeah, it's not a long book. It's under 200 pages. Grief is a black house. How far would you go? What horrors would you endure if it meant you might see the sun that you thought you lost forever? Yeah, that sounds great. So, Mindy, thanks again if you're watching. I thanked you already, but thanks again. Really, this is just beyond speechless, the generosity of this. So thank you. Very excited. Okay, so a few odds and ends. I picked up Jewel by Brett Lott. This is going to be part of my sort of, reading characters that have Down syndrome. This supposedly has a character with Down syndrome in there, so it was on my list, and so I picked up a copy. It takes place in Mississippi in looks like 1943. So yeah, I don't know if it's something about a mom who has a baby with Down syndrome and kind of what that means for her at this time. I can't remember exactly now what it's about, but True Biz by Sarah Novick was my book of the month pick, and I'm really excited this is. It features deaf characters and deaf culture. There's students at the River Valley School for the Deaf just want to hook up, pass their finals, and have politicians, doctors, and parents stop telling them what to do with their bodies. So we are plunging into the halls of a residential school for the deaf, where they'll meet Charlie, who's a rebellious transfer student who's never met another deaf person before. And Austin is the school's golden boy, whose world is rocked when his baby sister is born hearing. And it goes from there. It just sounds amazing. And I do believe the author is also deaf and hard of hearing herself. So it just sounded really great. So that was obviously good. Oh my gosh, I forgot one of Mindy's books. It was hiding under this pile. I thought there was another one. It's another awesome anthology. Sorry, Mindy. I know I was missing one. I got my stacks all mixed up over here. So If I Die Before I Wake, it's the Better Off Dead series, Volume 4, Tales of Nightmare Creatures, edited by R.E. Sargent and Stephen, is it Pajak? Gosh, I feel like a goober now, but anyway. So let's see, we've got all kinds of authors in this one too. Well, the authors aren't listed on the front. The forward's by Jeff Strand, so looks like a bunch of really fun supernatural stories. Oh, maybe horror might end. Yeah, sounds sounds fun. Sorry about that, Mindy. Okay, here's the pre-order that I had come in. This is called Under the Skin. This is a Women in Horror Poetry Collection, Volume 1, edited by Lindy Ryan and Tony Miller. This cover is amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. It's beautiful too. Like, throughout there's these like floral and just illustrations. It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful book. I'm very excited. This might be my poetry collection starting maybe next month, because I got a couple already, you know, for this week. But yeah, Elle Marie Wood, Cynthia Paleo, so people I've not heard of much. Mercedes Yardley, okay, heard of her. Nico Bell. Yeah, I mean, there's tons. It's a lot of poems in here, so very excited. Picked up a few little things from Amazon, and I don't know, did I show these already? If I did, I apologize. But Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitt. I don't remember where I saw this. I just remember I wanted to read it. A dark, unflinching haunted house novel that takes readers from the well of the literary Gothic up through Brighton's queer scene and out into the heart of the modern-day trans experience. So that sounds pretty great. From the Neck Up and Other Stories by Aaliyah Whiteley. I saw someone talking about this too. Now I don't remember, but it sounded pretty cool. Collection of beautiful and uncanny short stories. Unpeels the strangeness of everyday life. Explores beguiling gardens, rebellious bodies, and unexpected journeys across familiar worlds with her trademark wit and imagination. Sounds good. Dark Blood Comes from the Street by Emma J. Gibbon. I don't remember where I saw this one either. And this is a short story collection also. I've just been feeling the stories lately, you know? And just sounds cool, and this cover is cool as shit. Cover's awesome. Let's see, strange, eclectic collection of 17 stories. Or meet secret societies who contract deadly diseases on purpose. Dancers helping each other avoid below. Monstrous children who must be loved before they return to the sea. Okay, that's all. Yeah, that's probably why I bought that. I need to pick up volume 4 of the Ascender comic. This is by Jeff Lemire, illustrated by Dustin Nguyen. I've not started the Ascender yet, but I don't know. I wanted to go ahead and get number 4. I think I'm going to try to dig into that one kind of soon. So that's the odds and ends bits. And so next up will be the big part. I'm going to take a little sip here. So I visited this really large book warehouse that's pretty close by. So maybe it took me a half hour to get there. So it's close by, but they had been closed for most of COVID times, and so they finally had opened back up, and to their kind of normal hours, which are they're not open every day anyway. So anyway, if you're in Mebane, North Carolina, check out 5th Street Books. It is a really huge book warehouse where just about everything's $1. All the paperbacks are $1. Hardbacks, I want to say maybe are $1.99. And they have tons of books. I did not find a lot of horror, like straight up horror. But I still, like I said, I still walked away with 2 boxes full of books, so. And really what I found at this particular trip was a lot of middle grade books. And some vintage stuff too. So I found some good stuff. So let's jump right in. I thought about organizing this, but I've already started, so it's just gonna be all together. I thought I'd do a lot of middle grade stuff at the end, but too late for that. So, but this will also include, I picked up a few things out of the thrift store on the way home from the warehouse because why not? So I have a few of the thrift store books too. But anyway, because this is a thrift store book, I actually found a Caitlin R. Kiernan book out in the wild, Agents of Dreamland. I've never seen a Caitlin R. Kiernan, like I said, like out in the wild while thrifting. So that was cool. This is from 2017. Just a little novella. I don't even know what it is. I just saw it was Caitlin R. Kiernan, so I picked it up. So we've got a special agent. He gets off of a train in Arizona. He meets a woman in a diner. They exchange some information about an event that happened a week earlier, for which neither has an explanation, but that haunts the agent. Okay. We'll see where that one goes. Sounds fun. Okay, I picked up How to Train Your Dragon. I never read this. I thought maybe my kiddo would be into it someday. This is by Cressida Cowell. The movie is really cute. The movie's really good, and so I thought, hey, maybe we'd like to read the book someday. And it's got really cute illustrations in there too. So I picked that up. I've been really interested in this series, but particularly this one, Stalking Jack the Ripper by, who's that, Carrie Maniscalco. I've heard pretty good things, about it. So again, books are $1 at this place. And I'm pretty much not gonna leave anything behind for $1, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, this is a warehouse. Literally is a warehouse. You walk up, and when you get there, you're like, is this it? And then inside, it opens up, and there's shelves and shelves and shelves of books. It was amazing. I picked up a Star Wars book, Star Wars Rebels. This is Ezra's Gamble by Ryder Wyndham. It's just, a little middle grade Star Wars story in the Rebels stories. I did find a John Saul book, Shadows. This lady, she's like behind this fence here. They call it the Academy, a secluded clifftop mansion overlooking the rugged Pacific coast, a school for children gifted, or cursed, with extraordinary minds. Children soon to come under the influence of an intelligence even more brilliant than their own, and unspeakably evil. For within this mind a dark plan is taking form, a plan so horrifying no one will believe it, no one but the children, and for them it is already too late. Too late unless one young student can resist the seductive invitation that will lead into the shadows. That sounds fun. Bits of maybe like Stranger Things, Firestarter, that kind of thing. That could be fun. I picked up The Water Knife by Paolo Bacchigalop. Probably said that all kinds of wrong. Now, he wrote The Wind-Up Girl, is that what it's called? Yeah, which has been on my radar. I've been wanting to read that one. I haven't yet, of course. But I saw this one there. It's by the same author, and it sounded pretty cool. It sounded cool. So, let's see. Near future thriller that casts new light on how we live today. The America's Southwest has been decimated by drought, and Nevada and Arizona skirmish over dwindling shares of the Colorado River, while California watches deciding if it should take the whole river all for itself. So it looks like water is in short supply, of course, and things are getting a little hairy out there in the West, particularly. So sounds kind of interesting. I found Chuck Klosterman X. Now, this is just a collection of stuff that he has written that's been in like magazines, newspapers, things that he's written online, that kind of stuff, and about all sorts of topics. So I picked it up. What's this like gnarly looking book? It's like cool looking, right? I'll give it a go. I finally bit the bullet and picked up a copy of Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I've been skeptical about this book because I just don't know how the subject matter is handled necessarily. I think the only way I'm going to know is just to read it. So is just to read it. I found Nancy Farmer's The House of the Scorpion. Look at all these medals. At his coming of age party, Mateo Alacran asks El Patron's bodyguard, "How old am I? I know I don't have a birthday like humans, but I was born." "You were harvested," Tam Lin reminds him. "You were grown in that poor cow for 9 months, and then you were cut out of her." To most people around him, Matt is not a boy, but a beast. For El Patron, lord of the country called Opium, a strip of poppy fields lying between the U.S. and what was once called Mexico, Matt is a guarantee of eternal life. El Patron loves Matt as he loves himself, for Matt is himself. They share identical DNA. And so it looks like it goes from there. Sounds amazing. National Book Award winner, a Newbery honor, some kind of other honor. Which one is this one? I don't know. I can't make it out, but sounds really cool, especially for like middle grade, right? I had a couple of X-Files books. When I see these out in the wild, I pick them up. I found Ground Zero. Who's this written by? Well, Kevin J. Anderson. I think he wrote one of the other ones that I have too. There's a nuclear weapons researcher is found dead. Mulder and Scully are called in. I guess it goes from there. Now this one is called Skin by Ben Mesrich. She's so cool. Love Dana Scully. It's a fairly common, if ghoulish, procedure of the harvesting of skin from corpses for temporary use on emergency burn victims until their own grafts are ready. But when a team of moonlighting medical students accidentally take skin from the wrong donor, the results are catastrophic. Yeah, that sounds fun. I picked it up even though it's book 2, but book 2 of the Lockwood & Co. series, which I've heard amazing things about. This is The Whispering Skull. Like I said, it's book 2, but I went in and grabbed it. I don't know if this is this middle grade or YA? I'm not even really sure, but again, I've heard it's just a really fun series. I picked up Washington Black by Isai Edugyan. I've heard good things about this one too. And this cover. It's so pretty. I found Whitley Strieber's The While. Look at that cover. So Bob Duke dreamed of becoming a wolf, of running free on 4 strong legs, howling, stalking, living with nature. Then his dream came true and threatened to become a nightmare. His wife and son vow to restore his humanity, but even if they can find him, a man-wolf loose in the concrete forests of Manhattan, will he even want to become human again? Once set free, no cage can hold back the wild. That just sounds fun. That just sounds like a riot. I found Sister Souljah's The Coldest Winter Ever. I'm pretty sure this is a vampire story. Let me make sure. Or maybe it's just, I don't know why I was thinking it was a vampire story, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I've heard that it's really good, so it just doesn't look like it was even read. Very cool. What was I thinking this? Maybe it's just maybe just fiction. whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna redo this. So let's see, dig out some more paperbacks here. I found a copy of Forever by Judy Blume. Y'all know I love Judy Blume. And this is not one that I have on my shelf. But this is the story of Catherine and Michael. And they're just in love with each other, and I haven't read this in a million years. I think they have sex in it. One I was so excited to find was Marlene, the Horror Queen by Lila Pearl. I remember seeing this book on one of Cameron Chaney's library tour videos, and I just had to have it because this is my mom's name, and she spells it just like that. And I just saw it sitting there. I couldn't believe it, and it's just fantastic. I don't think it's ever been read. It's amazing. Sounds fun. Joan Lowry Nixon's The Ghosts of Now. This is like a YA book, maybe. It's Friday night and Angie Dupree is alone in the house when the phone rings. Your brother is dead, whispers a voice. At the hospital, she finds her brother in a coma from which he may never recover. Her family, the family is new to town. Oh, so it looks like she's trying to figure out what happened. I picked up The Ruins by Scott Smith. I've never read this one. And I've never seen the movie either, so. You know, we do what we do. Okay. Go through my box here. Alright. I picked this one up, A Jar of Dreams by Yoshiko Uchida. It seemed like a really lovely middle grade, and I've not read much middle grade that really comes from a sort of an Asian perspective. So this is 1935 in Oakland, California. Struggling with problems caused by the Great Depression. Not enough work to go around, and some people are resentful of immigrants. We follow 11-year-old Rinko. She wants to be treated like everyone else. But there are some people in her neighborhood who ridicule her family and make her feel different because she's Japanese American. And then her aunt comes to visit and teaches her the importance of her Japanese heritage and the value of her own strengths and dreams. It sounds really lovely, and I've never heard of this book, and it sounds really lovely, so I picked that up. The Devil's Arithmetic I've definitely heard of, but I don't think I've ever read it. This is by Jane Yolen. This is a Holocaust time period book. Yeah, she's a Polish village in the 1940s. It looks like the girl maybe travels back in time somehow to this time period. I've heard of it again, like I said, but it's one I've not read. So I found a point book. Yeah, I'm so excited. Teacher's Pet by Richie Tankersley Cusick. This cover is great. So Kate likes a little thrill. She likes a little scare. And she loves getting the chance to go to the exclusive week-long writing conference taught by the famous master of horror himself. He's so good at being so bad. With a teacher like that, you expect a little competition. With a teacher like that, you practically have to kill to get his attention. Does Kate have what it takes to be the teacher's pet? That sounds like a ton of fun. I never find these books out in the wild. Never. So you know I was gonna pick that one up. Yeah. And I found another one. I actually found two more. My Secret Admirer by Carol Ellis. He was crazy about Jenny. Crazy enough to kill her. Dun dun dun. Yeah, Jenny's new in town, but her parents have gone away. She's all alone in the house. Oh, Didn't look good for Jenny. I also found Trick or Treat by Richie Tankersley Cusick. Trick or Treat, candy is dandy, but murder is sweet. They're awesome cover. These are still a little battered, but whatever. They were $1. So Martha knew there was something evil about the house she was moving into. It was so cold and creepy. And it wasn't just the house, but she was sure that someone was following her. And then the practical jokes began. Sounds like a really fun October time read. I found an old copy of Otherwise Known as Sheila the Great by Judy Blume. One I needed for my shelf, actually, because I wanted to reread the Fudge series, and this is book 1 of the Fudge series. So we meet Sheila. They're writing in their slam books. Do you guys remember slam books? But yeah, so I don't know how she works into with Peter. I don't know it, because Peter is a cop, the main character for the next book. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mary Downing Hans, Wait Till Helen Comes. An amazing cover. It looks so good. Beware of Helen. Let's see. We have Heather, who's such a whining brat, always getting Michael and me into trouble. But since her mother married her father, we're stuck with her. Looks like a bratty stepsister. Something terrible has happened. Heather has found a new friend out in the graveyard behind our home. A girl named Helen who died with her family in a mysterious fire over 100 years ago. That sounds like a lot of fun. Let me see. All right, let's save that stack. All right, I'm gonna bring this box up here. Okay, I did find a few goosebumps. I found How I Got My Shrunken Head. Welcome to Camp Nightmare. And Let's Get Invisible. So those were fun. I found a Choose Your Own Adventure book. You guys remember these? This is called Horror House by Edward Packard. There are 8 exciting endings. Can you find out who or what is terrorizing your aunt's new home? Dun, dun, dun. I found a copy of Hush by Jacqueline Woodson. I read this book, but it's really good. It's it talks about police violence. Against black people. It's in a middle grade, kind of setting. Because I didn't have a copy. I picked this up, Ramona Quimby, age 8. I think this might be the only Ramona book I didn't have, and so now I think I've got all the Ramona books now. So one day I like to read through the Ramona books again, because I remember in a Beverly Cleary book that I didn't have on my shelf. I was Strider. I guess this belonged to Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. And I just seen this on the bottom. A sequel to Dear Mr. Henshaw, which is like my favorite Beverly Cleary book. How did I not know there was a sequel? Been living in the dark. I gotta read that ASAP. Okay. I found a John Bellairs book, The Ghost in the Mirror. Great cover. Again, another middle grade book. I have a lot of middle grade. This whole box, I think, is middle grade. Okay. I got a Phantom Valley book, In the Mummy's Tomb by Lynn Breach. As soon as Stephanie puts on the Egyptian necklace on, strange things begin to happen. Yeah, that sounds fun. The Ghost That Came Alive by Vic Kroom. I love these old Apple books. Jude Watson's Premonitions. Gracie has premonitions. They've haunted her since her mother's death. She doesn't know how to deal with them and doesn't want to. Okay. I found A Dark Visions. This is volume 3, but I picked it up anyway. You never know when you come across the others. This is called The Passion by L.J. Smith. Caitlin Fairchild and her 4 psychic friends. Okay, yeah. Maybe I need to track down books 1 and 2. That sounds fun. I found several books in this series that I just thought sounded really cool. And they're all, you know, I bought books 1, 2, 4, and 7. Very random. But it's K.A. Applegate's Remnants. So this is book 1, The Mayflower Project. It's set in 2011. That's fun. An asteroid is on collision course with Earth, and 80 people have been given the opportunity to survive, to leave the planet before the world ends. So it looks like we follow this kid who his family are a few of the lucky ones that are selected to board the space shuttle that will leave Earth, and no one knows where they're going or if they'll make it there at all because there's not a lot of time. So it just, I don't know, it sounded really cool, right? So there's book 1. Here's book 2. It's called Destination Unknown. So let's see. So they've taken a 500-year nap now, and they've landed somewhere. So looks like we're getting into some of the characters. And then, like I said, book 4 is called Nowhere Land. And then book 7 is called Isolation. Ominous cover. I don't know, it sounds like some cool middle grade sci-fi, which I've realized I haven't read very much of. So I don't know, this just sounded really cool. So I'm gonna have to track down those other ones of the series, but they sounded fun. The Harry Horror Trick by Scott Corbett. Another one of those fun Apple books. It just looks cute. Stuff I can read around Halloween time, you know. This one sounded creepy. The Gardener by S.A. Bodine. This greenhouse grows humans. Mason isn't supposed to know about the greenhouse, and he isn't supposed to meet the beautiful girl who is part of the experiment and who doesn't need food or water to survive. But now he's on the run with the girl, so that sounds fun. A couple more Mary Downing Hahn books. All of the Lovely Bad Ones. Great cover. And Deep and Dark and Dangerous. Just mermaids. Maybe not. I thought Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Maybe it was the mermaids. Maybe some dark mermaid stories. This seemed like a really cute fantasy. The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Carman. Among the Hidden by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is another kind of sci-fi story, I think. Luke's never been to school, never had a birthday party, never had a friend. He's one of the shadow children. A third child forbidden by the population police. Yeah, so that sounds cool. He's lived his entire life in hiding, and now with a new housing development replacing the woods next to his family farm, he's no longer even allowed to go outside. So then one day he sees a girl's face in the window of a house where he knows 2 other children already live. So he's met a shadow child like himself. Oh, yes, that sounds really cool. The Ghost Sitter by Penny R. Griffin. I don't know, I had to pick that one up. The Empty Mirror by James Lincoln Collier. Again, just some spooky middle grade stuff. The Slime That Ate Crestview by Jana N. Malcolm. Another fun Apple book. Sounds like a lot of fun. In this box here. Witch Child by Celia Reese. Sounded really cool. Set around she flees the English witch hunts to settle in an American colony, but how long can she hide her true nature from the Puritans? That sounds good. Classic, the celery stalks at midnight, right? James Howe. The Bunnicula books. White Witch of Kynance by Mary Calhoun. Sounds like a really fun sort of gothic type story. Who was the White Witch? Why did the villagers shun her? They were all afraid of her except Janet. Goes from there. Frozen Charlotte by Alex Bell. This one I remember hearing on Rachel Over the Shades of Orange's channel, and I've heard good stuff about that, so definitely pick that one up. What's this? Scared Stiff by Jana and Malcolm. I made Jana. An Apple Chiller. Such a fun cover. Horror at the Haunted House by Peg Carrett. Carray. So she gets a job at the haunted house. Dun, 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 dun. They said the house was haunted. Ellen didn't believe it. Looks like Ellen might eat her words. I found book 3 of the School of Fear series. I have book 1 on my shelf. This is by Giri Daneshvari. Just to continue on with that series. The Initiation of PB 500 by Kyle Stone. This seems like some sort of gay erotica story. Now to something completely different. Possibly with a sci-fi twist. I'll report back on that one. Memento Mori by Muriel Spark. This cover had me all, what is this about? Remember you must die, say the cheerful telephone calls. And so a group of people all in their 70s and 80s are brought face to face with the most potent reality of their dwindling lives. I have no idea what this book is about, but that cover is creepy. Oh, The Vampire Who Came for Christmas. Obviously I had to buy this one. Diane Curtis Reagan. Definitely gonna be a Christmas read for me. And lastly in this box is another Margaret Peterson Haddock's book, The Missing Found. This one's a bit bigger, so another sci-fi. I think this is a series. Let's see. Oh yeah, it looks like there's at least 5 books in this series. So I'm just down for some more middle grade sci-fi. After reading The Last Quintista recently, I realized I have not read a lot of middle grade sci-fi. So yeah, all right. Okay, lastly, I had a VC Andrews like mother load. I hit pay dirt, and I was so excited. I'm so excited. So let me show you all these awesome VC Andrews books that I got. You know, I'm telling you, I remind you, they're all just $1 a piece. I didn't leave a single one behind. I got everyone that they had there that I needed. So, not any kind of order or anything, but let's just dive right in. I got Unfinished Symphony. Look. So this is part of the Logan family series. Dawn. This is the Cutler series, I think. What's the name of this one? And look, I mean, they're like, I'm in great shape. And the step backs. drama. Yeah, this is part of the color series, Secrets of the Morning. It's an amazing cover. This is like a church. What's going on here? Look at that. We have Rain, the first novel of the Hudson series. So this is the first novel. I can jump into it. There's always some creepy grandmother or mother in. I think VC Andrews had some issues with her mom, but we won't go there. Darkest Hour. Oh, we got a girl in a wheelchair in this one. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. They're so wonderful. Pearls in the Mist. This is part of the Landry series. Look, there's like this couple in the back on the window. Tarnished Gold is probably my favorite. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, this is pretty great. And then Creepy Dolls. It's the best. Fallen Hearts. This is the Castile family. Dun dun. I found Heart Song. Well, it's not a step back, but I picked it up anyway. Majority of these have the cool step backs, so Heart Song is in the Logan series. Also, another Logan family series is Music in the Night. Whoa. Is she a mermaid? I'm thinking everything's a mermaid. Let's see. The third novel in this little series, these are little slim books. Maybe they're like YA stories. I'm not really sure. I have to look. I kind of have to do some research on this one. But this one is the Wildflowers book about Jade. And then I also got the one on Cat. So Cat and Jade for the Wildflowers. Gates of Paradise, part of the Castile family. This, I realized when I got home, it was actually a little off center when it was put into the book, but it's fine. Again, I'm just so like, these are just such great condition. The other one that's not a step back, but I picked it up anyway. Web of Dreams. It's a great cover. This one's part of the Castile family also. I wonder how many are in that series, because I've got quite a few in here now. All That Glitters. The Landry series. Let's see, another one of the little slim volumes, but this is part of the Special Orphans miniseries. And this one is all about Brooke. Look. Look. Alright, two more. I'm telling you, I hit pay dirt. Midnight Whispers. Not sure about this one. The series, but... And lastly, the Cutler series, Twilight's Child. I scored. I'm so excited about the VC Andrews books. I gotta make a VC shelf now because I've just got a collection. I have to add my others to it. I'm so excited. That's all the books. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know. It's fine. So what have you picked up lately? Have you ever been to one of those big warehouse places that have books? I know there's some out there, other in other states and whatnot. It's not a place I go to probably a super whole lot, but maybe every few months or so I'll probably go and check it out. See what's new, that kind of thing. So this is a long one, so thanks for tuning in if you made it this far. Yeah, that's it. So that's it for me. Thanks again. Bye, friends.